Ahoy everyone, hello, how's everyone's Mondays going? It's Craig here at EPCOT. Yes, it is not the prettiest day here at EPCOT. It is about, well, hold on, let me get my weather up here. It is about 72 degrees. It is rainy today. Right now I'm in the middle of kind of a break in the weather. It was sprinkling as I was coming into the park. And who knows when the next pop-up shower will come through. So it's a little windy, a little gross, but we're still gonna have a good day. I promise. We're gonna make up for the weather not being the best in the world. I'm doing fantastic today. I hope everyone else is doing fantastic as well too. I have no plans like most of my live streams. I don't have anything I want to specifically accomplish. So I'm willing to go do some of the things that you want to do. So if there's a particular attraction that you want to see, maybe get on my Disney experience, look at the wait times. I just browsed it right here before I was getting out to go. And so I know Spaceship Earth is a little bit busy right now. It's around, I think it's like 35 minutes, give or take. Some of the bigger attractions, Frozen, Test Track, those are all around the 40 minutes, as well as Soarin' around like 45, but there's a lot of 5-minute waits, 15, 10s. I'm fogging up here. Yeah. It's gonna be one of those days. So I'm gonna turn it around. Let's go have some fun. I hope everyone is doing rather well today. As you're coming in and joining us here, please hit that thumbs up for me. That'll tell me that you appreciate me doing this right now. And it'll make me happy. I'll be more convinced to go further and further into the park. And then, of course, I'll just get it out of the way, too. Make sure you do all the things like subscribe to the channel. And if you're here watching in chat, go ahead, interact with me. Leave me some messages down here. I'll start talking as I get in lines and such and I get bored. And yeah, and then if you're planning an upcoming trip to Walt Disney World, of course, consider using Dreams Unlimited Travel. I will add Grand Fiesta to the list of what to do. I want to get the experts that watch lots of live streams, that watch other people's live streams. I forget every time. Please tell me if live streaming drops in Grand Fiesta Tour. I'm more than happy to go do it today. But I want to make sure that I don't lose y'all in the process. Well, I'm going to have something fun. But first up, Grand Fiesta is good. I will definitely go on Grand Fiesta Tour then. That'll take me a little bit to get back that way. So while we're in the front of the park here, is there anything you want to go on in particular? You know, obviously we have Seas with Nemo and Friends. I would prefer not doing that one. That's just me, but I'll do it if enough people ask. I can go check out Living with the Land. I'll be honest, Test Track, I'm probably not going to do today. Just because with Test Track, we found out, With Test Track, we found out the last time that I did this during a live stream. With Test Track, there's a portion of the queue that is completely cut off from cell phone service. And if there's an actual wait at Test Track, then that means I'm gonna hit a portion where I'm definitely going to be just out of it for like 10 plus minutes, I think it was. So I cannot do Test Track, unfortunately. No, you will not pressure me into Nemo. Okay, I could be pressured into Nemo because it has dropped to a 10-minute wait. Spaceship Earth is open, and there's a little bit of a signal drop with it. But I can get, like, Spaceship Earth I'll do when it's not exactly 35 minutes, because then most of my streams only last about 2 hours. I don't want to be spending most of that time just waiting in lines, and so that's why I'm hesitant to do Soarin'. Well, Soarin' I can't. You're not supposed to film on it. I know other people do, but you're not supposed to. But let me know if you want me to go do Nemo right now. I'll stand here for a second. And if you want to go on Nemo, I can do it. If you want me to go over to Living with the Land, I can do that. Start throwing it out there.
Happy birthday.
Okay. We're going for Nemo. Hello. How's it going? It's not one or the other. I'm doing both. It's just which one am I going to first? Or in this case, actually, no, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie to you. It was going to be one or the other. But if you chose Nemo, I was still going to do Land. But if you chose Living with the Land, I wasn't going to do Nemo, if that makes sense. It was only both if you chose Nemo. We have finally hit the end of the line. I know it dropped y'all for a second. I'm hoping it picks back up. I know there's always a drop right at the beginning. This would be the perfect time for it to rain outside right now. I do not wear ponchos. I do not like I don't like how it just builds a humidity bubble around you. I do have my umbrella, just in case. I'll sing along. I don't know the words. I'll sing along. Technically, no, you are not supposed to eat or drink once you're in the attraction lines. But no one's going to punish you if you need to take a sip of water while you're in line. Depending on my mood, I might. I'll give you a little bit of the side eye, but you know what I do. I have not made it far enough back into World Showcase. I just started the stream, so I'm sure the friendship boats are running today, but I have no idea until I'm further back there. I hope you have a good time, Chris. The weather's looking nice for the rest of the week. I'm sure the crowds will be not too great, but I'm just going to be honest about this. There is nothing I'm looking forward to with Food and Wine. I just do not care about EPCOT festivals. When I'm there on day one, I will find a way to enjoy it, and I'll find some drinks I like, and I will obviously find some food I enjoy, but leading up to it, I don't care. And like, I would even go as far as saying, if I did not live in Florida, I would not actively plan a trip to come at Food and Wine, because it doesn't appeal to me. I have true festival fatigue, if there was ever festival fatigue. And yes, for whoever asked up there, I already missed it, but we will be having our Tuesday show tomorrow. I do not know currently who will be hosting it, if it will be Pete or if it will be Denny. It should be Pete. But usually when Pete doesn't host, we find out about it just a couple hours before, so. Oh, I'm not quite sure yet this week. I think I haven't checked the park availability since yesterday or the day before, so I'm not sure if there's still availability for Thursday this week, but I am obviously busy all day tomorrow, and Wednesday I may or may not be going in parks, but Thursday is my most likely day. Thursday and or Friday, but I haven't even looked to make sure I can get in yet, but it's been so busy right now with park availability and such that I already have my park passes for next Monday and the following Monday scheduled out. Andra, you can say hi. Anyone can always come up and say hi to me if you see me in the parks. I will always say hi. If I ignore you and I keep on walking by, that means I'm probably in the middle of filming something in particular, and I'm just not paying attention to what's around me. But I will be. I most of the time I'm not doing that. I won't be holding my phone, that's for sure. If I have my big Sony camera and I'm looking very intent, then that's a sign that I'm probably right in the middle of something. But still, say hi. You'll hear yourself on a video later. I'd also be happy if people just randomly follow me around. Just leave enough of a distance that, it's like any good spy show, that I'm not quite sure if you're actually trailing me, but I'm pretty sure you are. Oh, I would love to do Regal Eagle. Unfortunately, I'm back on... thank you. I'm back on a pretty strict diet. Hello. No problem. Thank you very much. Yeah, I am now at my heaviest weight that I've been since pre-pandemic. And I'm not happy about it. And I know a lot of it is because I keep eating at the parks too much. So I have to slow it down, or I have to start taking a bite or two and then throwing them away. But okay, I'm gonna stop talking because the ride's starting.
Let's go explore the big blue world!
Mr. Ray, we can't explore without Nemo!
I'm sure we'll see him any minute now!
Nemo!
Oh, science trip, there's so much to know! Climb aboard explorers, it's time to go!
Nemo! Where are you, Nemo?
Who's Nemo?
He's my son. You know that.
I do.
We went on a huge adventure together.
Is he orange with white stripes and looks kind of like you, only smaller?
Yes, have you seen him?
Seen who? Hi, I'm Dory. Mr. Smarty Pants.
Stop playing games!
Games? I love games. Ooh, I'm thinking of something. You're balancing the Can't catch me.
Swim away!
Look, I'm scared now. Come on, he's
Stop fooling around!
Why didn't you drop by for a little bite? Oh, what I'd give for a little bite.
Shoot, Nemo! It's the AC! But I've never been in the AC before!
Just put your face out.
I've never seen before. So many creatures.
It's a nice song, but we just never stop. Never, never, ever, never, 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 never,
What do you expect? That's why we have no seatbelts.
Oh, sorry about that, everyone. That was insane.
Keep on swimming this way, face forward, and stay towards the handrails.
I'll be honest, if you're telling me that you were even getting video while the singing was happening, I'm shocked because it showed me as dropping connection pretty much right when the singing portion started. And then it started back up right as I got to the load station. And it wouldn't have been so painful, except we completely stopped about 3 or 4 times there before we got off the attraction, which drives me nuts when I'm streaming like this and we lose connection. I want to immediately get to a place where I have the connection as quickly as possible, and when you just start stopping, does not help with anything. Okay. I will head towards Living with the Land now. Again, I would like some of the experts in here to let me know about streaming inside Living with the Land. Does it typically work? Just because if it stops in the middle of that, I mean, that's a long attraction to lose out on. So please let me know before I head inside. But I definitely had Living with the Land on my list of things that I really wanted to do today. Crowds today here definitely aren't that bad, and with the cooler temperatures, it's very nice. But crowds recently, it's still busy. We have not seen a slowdown since spring break ended. It is just kind of kept going, and that's not typical. I need someone to help me with a master list of when I do these streams, because I don't even remember usually. I need someone to make me a master list of Craig streaming, which attractions he's done, when the stream drops out, so that way I can let everyone know as it's happening. Hello. And I cannot lower my quality, specifically like the awesome folks at Resort TV One can, because they have their special app that they use for streaming. I used the basic YouTube app to stream with no bells and whistles. It can only do 720. Can't really switch content around with it, and it's not great, but if we want to start having better quality on these streams, we need to all gang up on Pete and tell him to throw out money for someone to develop an app for us. And then also tell us who out there could even develop an app for it, because I don't know anyone. Oh, I think actually when everyone gangs up on Pete, it's usually when changes happen quicker than they usually do. And not a bad wait here at all. We'll have to wait for 1 or 2 boats, most likely. I think Josh and Jenna are going to take that to their grave. The same way that we would if we had an app that made better streaming possible. I did test out Streamlabs at one point because they have a little bit of extra control over their streams, like lowering quality and they can, you can change the quality on that, lower it. They also have higher resolution streaming, but every time I did like a private test with it and I watched back the results, it just did not look as nice as it didn't look as nice as I was hoping for, because this, when you get the little interruptions, it makes for a worse experience. But 720 and kind of looking steady for the most part, I like that better than choppy and not very great. But that's just me. Yeah, I have to talk to Jackie about her audio. I know she's in here, so she'll hear this as it's going. But I think the bigger issue is she started using her AirPods for it. And I know that Mike is taking over because I just won. Thank you very much. Hey, we got row one without asking. So that's nice. But yeah, with her, she's using her AirPods, and that was the same issue we had with Kevin and John for the longest time, that AirPods for some reason just come in really low on the audio. So we're gonna have to work for a different solution with Jackie to make sure we get her levels up a little bit more. But we're gonna be back in the studio very soon, so then a lot of how we're doing things will be completely different. Back to the old ways. Bye. Thank you. Here we go.
One of those living systems is the rainforest, home to the most amazing concentration of life on our planet. These dense and beautiful forests cover only a tiny portion of the Earth's surface, but they contain more than half of its plant and animal species. Rainforests are also extremely rich and productive living systems, providing us with oxygen, food, medicines, and other elements essential to our lives. In the desert, nature has created a very different, no less beautiful living system. And while this arid landscape may seem lifeless, it is very much alive. The plants and animals that have learned to survive in these harsh conditions make use of what little water they can find and avoid the scorched rays of the relentless sun. The American prairie once appeared as desolate as the desert, but over time, rainwater and nutrients gradually penetrated the hard surface of this land. Even the hooves of the mighty buffalo helped create the rich soil. One day become home to the American farm. Of all the forces at work on the land, humans have had one of the most profound effects. The need to produce food in our growing world led to the enormous use and sometimes overuse of land. In our search for more efficient ways to grow food, we often fail to realize the impact of our methods. Today, we're learning to live with the land, discovering better ways to grow food that will assure human and environmental well-being.
Here at EPCOT, we're learning to reduce the need for chemical pesticides by breeding and using natural predators, like ladybugs and wasps, to control pests. In the farmlands across America, we're learning that by plowing under vegetation containing natural fertilizers, we can enrich the soil without the use of chemicals. In arid regions, we're learning to produce food on desert seacoasts by developing and planting crops that thrive on salt water. In Japan, we're learning that by mixing leaves and other living materials into our soil, we can make farmland more fertile without the need for chemicals. Here at EPCOT, we're learning to reduce the need for chemical pesticides by breeding and using natural predators, like ladybugs.
How will we meet tomorrow's growing need for food, yet still respect the needs of the land? Some of the answers are being discovered just ahead. To help us maintain these carefully controlled ecosystems, and for your safety, please remain seated in your boat at all times.
Oh, those pineapples are so cute.
Welcome to our living laboratory, where scientists from EPCOT and the U.S. Department of Agriculture are exploring innovative ways to produce bountiful harvests now and into the future. The tropics are home to the greatest diversity of plants on the planet. Many of these, like papaya, bananas, cacao, coffee, and rice, are well known around the world. These are just a few of the edible plants that have been an important source of nutrition for people living in the tropics. Many are rich in vitamins and minerals, while others are well adapted to growing in less than ideal conditions. Some, like the watermelon, thrive in wet, swampy areas and waterways. All parts of this plant, even the flower petals, are edible. The starchy fruit of the plant has long been used to make flour for baking. One day, many of these lesser-known tropical plants may be as important as the bananas growing on both sides of the boat. More than 28 million
A
tons of
peanut butter
bananas are
tree?
used annually, making it the most popular fruit in
Interesting.
the world.
Ugh. That's a job, I'll tell you that.
While there are more than 50,000 edible plant species in the world, most of us are only familiar with a handful that make up our everyday diet. The common grains growing here, wheat, maize, sorghum, and millet, plus rice, account for nearly 2/3 of our global food consumption. Learning how to increase yields of these staples is an important goal of research around the world. These plants are definitely on their way up. Innovative growing techniques like these increase yields while more efficiently using resources like water, fertilizer, and pesticides. Another innovation at work here is our integrated pest management program. By populating our greenhouses with beneficial insects that prey on harmful pests, like aphids and flies, we are significantly reducing our reliance on conventional pesticides. We're growing these crops using our nutrient film system. This technique precisely controls and recycles water and nutrients. With it, we can produce over 27,000 heads of lettuce a year in this one small area. Some of our best ideas have been inspired by nature, like these fruit and vegetable trees. By growing these ground plants vertically, we can increase yields and better control diseases. These crops taste as good as they look. In fact, we serve more than 15 tons of produce from our greenhouses in restaurants here at the land every year. The future of agriculture may include innovative ideas like this vertical growing system. Plants grown in this way use a fraction of the space required by traditional growing methods. That saves water and increases production. The aquaponics system what you're learning combines hydroponics with aquaculture. The fish provide a natural source of fertilizer for the plants, and the plants help keep the water clean for the fish. It's another great way to produce more while using less. In our lab, EPCOT scientists are working with the U.S. Department of Agriculture on a number of innovative projects. The goal of these efforts is to produce higher yielding and better quality plants. These greenhouses represent just a fraction of the work being done worldwide to produce valuable harvests for our growing population. Scientists, farmers, and even backyard gardeners are doing their part to improve the quantity and quality of food that we all rely upon. Together, we can continue to find more ways to increase food production and to protect our precious natural environment. Only together, living with the land. On behalf of Walt Disney World,
hope everyone was right on there at the end that we lost it just for a second. So, got to get that log done so we know. Thank you. Okie dokie. Okay, we're not going to do Soarin'. I almost said it Frozen, but gonna peek out to what the wait time is. 45 minutes. Oh. No 10 rides on Figment ever again. That was a one and done. The beeping noise, that is the sound of ECVs backing up. And or the horns of ECVs. It's always an ECV. It's just what are they doing? Are they backing? Are they beeping? They did a study, and it turns out that ECVs are the #1 contributor to noise pollution at Walt Disney World. You know what, Trey? You might not be wrong about that. Kylie and I, we get into a giggle fit every single time the Matumbo commercial comes on for Geico. No, not in my house. Such a funny commercial. Nothing to do with Disney. but funny. It's a nice look across the way at construction. I know it's hard to see and it's probably blurry, but it's hard to get a nice elevated look. I'm gonna try to zoom in here a little bit. Just so wild. Lots of big glass. Lots of big glass. No plans for food. Every now and then I'll get a drink on a live stream, but no plans for food. That food that goes on the Disney dining channel. Got to keep the food there. But okay, let's catch people up if you're just tuning in. I'm Craig. I'm a Pisces. I'm at EPCOT. It is a Monday. Weather is so-so. It feels great at 72 degrees. Rain is popping up every now and then. If you're booking a vacation, you should do so through Dreams Unlimited Travel. And if you haven't hit that thumbs up yet, you should. And also beyond that, what have we done so far? So far, we've gone on the Seas with Nemo and Friends. We have gone on Living with the Land. We just got off that. And we have no other plans right now besides that. We're going to hit Grand Fiesta Tour. But I'll show you the reason why we're not going to do Journey into Imagination right now. Besides the fact that, you know, I'm still recovering from doing it too many times over and over again. But this is Exhibit A on why I'm not experiencing it right now. I refuse to wait outside of the building for Journey into Imagination. That's where it's too much. I'm happy to walk right inside and wait a little bit, but outside, no. That's not gonna happen. But let's look at the reverse fountain. So pretty. So pretty. The amount of crowds today for Journey into Imagination, I don't believe that is technically it's not a good look at like what the crowd levels are at the park overall. I have a feeling that line is as busy as it is because, you know, people went right when they got in the park and they did Nemo and the Land and Soarin', and then they probably end up and see Journey into Imagination and just say, well, I might as well just do it, right? And that's how there ends up being an actual longish line for Journey into Imagination. Not because it's crowded everywhere else. We just basically walked on to Living with the Land, and we only had a 5-minute wait on the Seas with Nemo and Friends, so it's not super busy by any stretch of the imagination. Always got to stop and smell the flowers. I know it's stop and smell the roses, but I don't see any roses, or I would. Flowers are looking very good this year, which, you know, I know they switch out flowers and such as they need to, but we have just been in such a big drought here in Central Florida that I'm surprised that they don't look far worse than this. Hey, Robert. Just really pretty. Love it. I like that bird there. I will show my face off at some point on this because technically I made that the thumbnail, so I have to show it at some point. Not that you all want to see my face anyways. You've seen it. It's not great. It's a face though, that's for sure.
You better keep it closed.
Looks like harmonious. They're not showing anything on it. Obviously, right now it's a big white screen. But unless I am just misremembering, I don't think I've actually seen one of them actually like fired up and turned on. I've seen them spraying out a little bit of water, and I've seen the center ring with the lights on. But I don't think I've actually just seen a screen on. So we'll have to go look at that, obviously. World Showcase, guys, we've made it. We have made it. I am not going to lie, it has now been so long since I've bought anything from Flower and Garden that I don't. Hi. Good, how are you? I just thought about that. Yeah. You look good though. You look very healthy. Good to see you. Don't tell them that. I'm live streaming right now.
What's that?
I'm live streaming right now.
Should I stop talking?
Yeah, you can talk. Hi guys, sorry, I'll be back in a second. I can show you if I don't want to put you on camera without you feeling comfortable about it.
That's all right. Show
So,
me.
what?
Show me.
You want it? Okay, everyone, here's a surprise. It is Kevin.
Hi guys, how are you? Hopefully we'll see you all soon. Yay!
It takes a while for them to respond, so I'm sure they'll say hi. And John doesn't want to be on camera.
No.
Shy. It's against his contract.
Talk to you later.
So.
Hopefully we'll see you soon.
How was lunch?
Lunch was delicious.
Good.
Talk to you later.
See you guys soon. Good to see you too. Okay. Let's go look at this screen now. I know, not as exciting as John and Kevin, but okay. Well, there we have it. Harmonious. And Good tacos. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, but I feel like they are finally tighter. Maybe it's just this is my first time actually being over here since all 5 of them are out. But I don't know, something about them. It looks like they're closer. It is still disruptive to the skyline. I mean, obviously looking at it, it's covering up Japan and most of Italy, but let's check out the centerness of it though, since Jackie pointed it out. I will say that, it's also a thing too. The further back we stand, that's how I'll go for this next one. The further back we stand, the more it's gonna also widen out and it's gonna block more, but okay. Let's get in the center. Center line, right? That looks centered that way. So now, well, that answers your center question, Jackie. The left side of the ring is pretty much in where the direct center would actually be. But in terms of the sight line from this position, we see a little bit more of Italy now, more of Japan is blocked. So it's not like sight lines aren't too awful, but yeah, the centeredness of it feels even more off than before. I'm gonna stand. So this is stand right here. This is the exact position if I was filming Illuminations. This is exactly where I'd be, right here. And that gives you an eye of what this was the perfect view for Illuminations, in my opinion, and definitely not for this show. Like there is, with those light poles, I think they're gonna have to take those down too, or they're just gonna really be bothersome. So like right now, this is kind of the position right here that will have probably the best all-around view without any obstructions. Maybe a little bit over right here, but this keeps the poles out of the entire picture. It's still above the railing, so you'll be able to see everything. Oh, not the best though. Not the best by any stretch. But let's not focus on that. Let's throw that negative energy away and find some good around World Showcase. And does anyone want to look up wait times for me? I was going to head and go counterclockwise and then end with Grand Fiesta Tour, but I want to know what the wait times are, because I also don't want to go around and by the time I get there it's like a 30-minute wait. So please let me know. And Harmonious will be on what they say, October 1st with Ratatouille kickoff. I don't even remember anymore. See, this also over here might be an underrated view of the show as well too. One of my Illuminations videos that I shot right at the end of the run, I shot from this perspective so I could get close-ups, and this is actually a really, really good spot to watch. Well, that was a good shot to watch Illuminations as well as whatever the show was that was before that, Epcot Forever. But I will say the one problem here is this is a shared spot with handicap viewing, and so you there's not as much room. So if you want a coveted spot right in this region, and I'll back out so everyone can see it a little bit, but yeah, a lot of this area is for accessible seating. So if you want to catch a spot in this area to watch a show, you have to get there early and claim a spot because there's not a lot of room. Well, hello, Ellen. You like my steam. I'm assuming you mean my steamed hams. Yeah, there is the chance that it will also, convert back into dessert party locations, but we'll have to see once the show debuts what they're going to do. I know, Ellen, I was just teasing. I knew you meant streams. I just wanted to find a reason to bring up steamed hams. I have done lots of dessert parties, but I will say that with a caveat. I have never paid for a dessert party out of my own pocket, nor have I paid for a dessert party through work. I have been fortunate enough a lot of times to do dessert parties through media events. And so that's my only real experience with them. I will say, I do see a value in dessert parties, especially like the Wishes one. Not Wishes, jeez Louise, where is my head at? Happily Ever After. I think that one definitely has a lot of value to it, but I will say it's probably best if you are a person who only comes once every 3 years, give or take, and fireworks are important to you, and if you also like sweet, that's even better. That'll seal the deal. These are the jameters. They drum on buckets and such. Pots and pans if it's food and wine.
Hey everybody, have a great time at EPCOT today. We'll see you later. Bye.
The Janitors. We invite you to enjoy the rest of your day here at the Taste of EPCOT International Flower and Garden Festival.
Hello, Jennifer, and you gave a shout out to Mike Finucci. I will as well. He's awesome. Really good guy. And as well as a band, the Jameters, I am all there for you. I'll show them off. Something like a stream here. But I do not like the Jameters. It is loud. It is noisy. It's not for me. That's the nicest thing I can say about it. But what's my favorite thing to do in EPCOT? My favorite thing to do in EPCOT. That's a hard question. I'm going to go with the easy one, though, and I'm just going to say I love Spaceship Earth. I try to go on Spaceship Earth every single time that I come to this park. And, you know, hello. 10 years ago, that would be different. I would probably be saying, you know, I need to go to the Rose and Crown for a drink, but Craig in 2021, I'll just go for the simple things. The DIS itself has never done anything with camping in tents at Fort Wilderness. I believe that's part of Pete's pledge now that we finally crossed the $1 million mark on money raised for Give Kids the World. But as I said earlier, I'll need to start holding Pete accountable. Start calling him out. Send those emails to him. Don't leave YouTube comments. He does not read YouTube comments. He will read YouTube comments on moving to Orlando since he manages that channel. But if you leave them here or on the DIS Unplugged channel, he will not see it unless it's big enough that I have to bring it to his attention. Hello, Cindy. Thank you for joining us. Glad you're enjoying it, and I hope you have a great day. I do like the joke, though. My favorite thing about EPCOT is not having to be here. It's funny. It's not true. EPCOT definitely, if you watch the Off the Rails, this is not my favorite park by any means, but you know, when I'm here, I can find the good in it, especially when it's been a little bit since I've really fully explored the park. I can find a lot more I like about it. My favorite thing to eat by far, more than anything else in EPCOT, is Regal Eagle, though. I love Regal Eagle Smokehouse. For desserts, I would probably say some ice cream back here in France. I do really enjoy the ice cream. About the only pavilions I don't really eat at, I don't eat at Mexico because there's just too much good Mexican food in the world to settle for Disney's version. I don't really eat in Japan because, again, it's just... Oh, hello.
Hi, Craig.
Yeah.
Hey, nice
Hi.
to see you from the
Nice
DIS.
to meet you, too.
I don't know if you're into that or not. Okay.
Oh.
Nice to just a tall voice sounded the same.
Oh, yeah.
That must be you.
Yeah.
Hey, I finally meet one of the groups.
Nice to meet you as well, too.
Yes.
What's your name?
Leo.
Leo?
Yes. Thanks, Craig.
Nice
I
meeting you,
appreciate it.
too.
Yes,
Take care.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
Sorry about that. I don't eat at Japan because there's too much good sushi around, and even if I'm not in the mood for sushi, we now have so much poke in Florida that I can still get my raw fish. And obviously, you know, places like Benihana, Kobe, all of the stuff like Teppanyaki, it's just, they're all over the place. So Japan doesn't really stick out to me as enough of a reason to go out of the way. Same thing goes for China. I am one of the rare people. I do love Akershus a lot. I have not eaten at Takumite yet, so I'll throw that in as a caveat with Japan. As far as Teppanyaki, Tokyo Dining, and Katsura Grill, I am okay skipping all of those, but I haven't eaten a Takumite, so I can't really write that off. But it's also more than I would typically spend on a meal. So it's not something that jumps out in my mind. But with England, I actually do like Rose and Crown. And once you get outside of the tourist area here, and you get out towards like Davenport, Claremont, we have a lot of fish and chip stands because that's where a lot of the Brits will vacation and have homes out there. And I know some of them have just stayed and set up like fish and chip shops. So there's a lot, but I also don't usually travel that far out. So I enjoy Rose and Crown quite a bit. And England, with Canada, Le Cellier, I will never understand why people lose their minds over it. But I've also never had a bad meal there, so I can't completely rule that out. Here in France, Le Chef de France, I always enjoy my meals here. I haven't ever eaten it from Monsieur Paul, so I can't say about that. So France, I'm cool with it. Same thing goes with Morocco. I love everything in Morocco as well. Stop for some princesses here. I have not seen Josh today, but I haven't been looking for him. I've met him a handful of times, so if I see him, I'll be able to spot him. And all four princesses looking the opposite way. There we go. We got some at the end. That, I swear, that always happens to me. I've got a cute little kid standing beside me, but princesses. Princesses just see me, and they're like, okay, we will mildly turn away and ignore you. But I think that covers all of the food. Because then American Adventure, that's where Regal Eagle is. Germany, I like Germany. You know, it's not the greatest, but not the worst. It's middle of the line. And now I think I covered all of the dining. And I know I always recommend Regal Eagle. I just think while there's barbecue places everywhere, I just think it hits the price point and it hits a certain level of quality. And that's super important. Whereas a place like, you know, the fish and chip stand, Yorkshire County Fish Shop, the fish and chips, they're good, but the quality of fish isn't amazing. And beyond that, it's just fried. It's fried food. There's no art to it. Just let's take some fish and French fries and deep fry them. So even if Regal Eagle isn't better than your favorite barbecue place, I can tell you from going back in the kitchen and talking to the people who built that place. They care a lot about the food they're making there. And that almost means a little bit more to me. Okay, here it is. Yeah. It's a door. I mean, I guess it fits in the grand scheme of things. And honestly, it makes more sense than what was there before. But, okay. I thought I'd have more to say about it than that. Right now, the thing that's wild to me is how many people are walking back through. And I think they're expecting to find something back there. But they're not. They're just walking in circles. That's okay.
You gotta put your head up straight.
It takes a lot for me to make myself speechless. And in that moment, I made myself speechless.
For the health and safety of everyone, face coverings must fully cover your nose and mouth.
Right now, we're listening to Disney legend Mark Daniel. He's not a Disney legend yet, but I'm sure he will be one day. Yeah, there's some shops back there, but the people were not walking into the shops. They were literally just doing the full circle and then popping back out. When you say, does Disney take over Morocco, can you clarify a little bit more what you mean? Like, are you asking, will they take that area and level it? Or what? Because they're now managing. Okay. In the meantime, while I wait for your response to that one, the door. Hey, everyone. There's Josh tomorrow. We found him. Hi, Josh. And Japan right here. We're not going to go back there because we lose cell service every time we go into Mitsukoshi. So just go watch one of Rhino's vlogs from shopping inside there. Back to the door. We don't have to ask where in the world Josh is now. We found Josh. He's moving from Japan into Morocco. So if you're at the park and looking for him, there he is. Anyways, where was I? The door. Okay, so the door was just recently put in there. And cover your kids' ears right now if you're watching this later. I'm not going to apologize it, but before the door was there, it was a big, just, there's no other way to put it. It's just a big penis looking at object, very phallic. And it was awkward. And it was one of those places that not a lot of people really talked about it. But if you knew it, then you knew it. And then it became more and more popular thanks to social media of putting it out there on full display. And Disney finally did something about it, which honestly is probably a long time coming type thing. And it's hilarious. The best picture that I ever took of it was during one of the festivals years and years ago. I convinced one of our former DIS team members, Charles, I convinced him to do a handstand where the part of the wall that his legs split open for was right where it all connected together. And we know the photo's out there somewhere. I don't remember where we posted it. I don't remember which phone it's on of mine, where it's at in the cloud, whatnot. But if I ever find that photo, I will have to repost it because it's hilarious. And if there's one thing that bums me out now, the gelato shop is definitely coming along here. I feel like the last time I was here, it wasn't a solid, like the walls were up, obviously. They've been up for a long time, but I feel like you couldn't see a ton of the actual building up there. And now it's on full display there. I like that. Not necessarily the same style as the rest of the Venetian styling around here, but I don't know, it's got kind of like a Tuscan feel to it, so it still all fits in. Yes, if I sound like a complete idiot talking about this, it's because I am. You're welcome. Yeah. The sad part about the fact that our team is now so small is I don't think I could convince anyone else on our team, if that wall was still even there, I don't think I could convince anyone to do it. So, we really need to find a way to get more people on our team so that way I can talk them into making poor decisions. I think Disney will continue to manage Morocco. That's just my take on it. They can, as long as they are making a profit on the dining options they have there and the shopping, it's not a big deal for them. If they start losing money on it, then they'll probably do something about it. But honestly, too, Disney is about inclusion. And while there is a need for South America to be represented here at EPCOT, I think it's also important to have something like Morocco in as well, too. We got the pizzeria windows open today. Oh, if I was not watching myself, that's where I'd be eating right now. Because the pizza here is pretty good. Via Napoli, I love that. I guess I forgot Italy when we were having the conversation about the countries and the different dining options. I would, for the most part, I skip Italy. I have eaten here. I've eaten at Via Napoli recently and Tutto Italia. I feel like it hasn't been super long ago that I ate there last, but again, with Italian food, there's so much good Italian food around, and it's easy to make good Italian food at home, but I'd say Via Napoli for the pizza is something worthwhile to go out of your way for. As for out-of-state correspondence, that is not completely out of the question. We honestly, it's about how do we find people to become out-of-state correspondents right now. We are, the one thing that I should mention that I kind of mentioned a little bit on the live stream last week is that we are going to be moving away from the digital heavy format of the show, and as more of our team is vaccinated, we will be going back into the studio, and then it might be a thing where we just bring on one person. We'll bring them on as needed based on what topics we're talking about. So we're going to get back to the point where we don't have as much of a necessity for people in for people to come on digitally like we have for the past year now, but we are still going to keep our eyes out and our ears open for when we can bring someone on who might have a different perspective than the rest of us. So yeah, that was the long, complicated way to say, yes, we're still looking for a way to bring people on, but it's also hard too, because we don't want to just throw out, hey, who wants to contribute, because we're going to get blown up with people saying, yeah, I want to be on the shows, I want to contribute, but we then have to make sure that you have a strong enough internet connection, and you have to have a strong internet connection. Hopefully you have to have decent audio. And yes, I am saying that knowing how terrible Jackie's audio has been the last 2 weeks, but she's a paid employee, so if I tell her she has to be on a show, she can't say no. It's different when it comes to volunteers. And then we have to get over the hurdle that for the volunteers for our show, specifically the Tuesday show, you have to be available on a Tuesday afternoon between about 12:30 and 2:30. And that's difficult for a lot of people. It's not impossible, it's difficult. And then the final hurdle is you don't get paid. And I feel bad when people help contribute and we can't pay them because, they're taking they're taking time where they could be working hard and doing something for themselves. And I don't like feeling like we're taking advantage of people, I guess is the best way I was trying to describe that. But we will absolutely try at some point to make sure that when we have a system set up to find special guests, we'll try to make sure that we blast it everywhere, so that way no one misses out on it and they have a chance to throw their name in the ring to be on a show. Well, happy birthday, Jesse. And I just scrolled up far enough, Trey. Congratulations on the cross promotion. I just said that weirdly. I know you said it's more like a lateral promotion, but congratulations nonetheless. Oh, good. It looks like we're going to get a second round of princesses ignoring me. That makes me happier. There we go. I feel like that was a little bit better this time around. We got everyone besides Aurora. Maybe we even got Aurora a little bit there. That was a lot better though. When will Kylie be back with me in the parks? I honestly, I have no idea. I just renewed her annual pass, and I will always renew her annual pass out of fear of losing it. But the reality is she works Monday to Friday, and I have to plan out so far in advance to get a reservation for her for Saturday or Sundays that usually by the time, with me having to plan park days for work, by the time it rolls around to the days that I booked for her, then at that point there's no availability, so we're kind of stuck. And that just does not make it very easy for us. Woo, no Frozen today for us. And I would love to visit more with my wife, but it's going to basically take us booking a hotel. And even that's when resort guests have availability, but it's going to take us booking a hotel in order to get us in the parks together. And I could book her some of these like weeknights, but like one of the problems is the park hours. We have to give our dog a pill at 7:00 every night, and she'll get home from work around like 6-ish, so we don't have enough time to go over right away. And then the parks close at 8, so by the time we get into a park, it's 7:30, and we only have like a half an hour. It just makes it very, very difficult for us. Oh, maybe in the summer, if the park hours are open till later, the parks are open till later and have longer hours, that is, we'll be able to do more stuff together. And I know I'm not asking for sympathy from anyone. I'm not sitting here trying to play the world's smallest violin. There's people who haven't had the chance to be here in years and years and years and don't get the opportunities. But I do get sad that I'm not able to come here with my wife as much. I did not see the wait time for Frozen. It is wrapping all the way through China, but I'm going to go ahead and assume that even then it's still probably only around maybe a 40-minute wait, give or take. And I could be wrong about that, but I would say 40 minutes. Now that they load every road. Now that they load every road, I cannot speak. Now that they load every row, it moves a lot faster. Okay. $45, there you go. Can you let me know what Grand Fiesta Tour is saying right now? And I know a lot of people have mentioned the non-Disney videos that Kylie and I started making through the pandemic, but our lives are even so busy that we haven't even been able to do that for months. It's a rough time for us right now, but we're getting through it. We're smiling. And Lindsay, you are right. They have been extending hours, and like EPCOT's open till 11, but that's also part of it too. They're like, it's great if EPCOT's always open till 11, but that's just EPCOT that's open till 11. Give Magic Kingdom some love. Let Magic Kingdom be open till 10, 11, 12. Let Hollywood Studios be open till 10 or 11. They need to just make it more than EPCOT being open the latest. Okay. Okay then, at least we know we only have to wait 5 minutes, give or take, once we get in there. Thank you very much. I've talked about it before, and I don't think park reservations are going away for a long time because it just gives Disney too much control over knowing what the crowd levels are, what they're going to be, what people are thinking, the habits of how people are choosing parks. It gives them way too much control, so I don't see them getting rid of it soon. Like, take for instance, right now, the hardest park pass to get, it feels like all the time, is Magic Kingdom. And 6 months ago, that was not the case at all. Since the parks reopened from the pandemic, the hardest park to get into over and over again was always Hollywood Studios. And now Hollywood Studios, unless it's a super busy day where, multiple parks are sold out or all of them are sold out, Hollywood Studios is usually the second park to go after Magic Kingdom. And I never thought I would see that day happen, but it's happened to me a lot. But luckily you can still get into Magic Kingdom if you just park hop after 2 o'clock. October 1st, I will most likely try to be at both parks. But I'll have to see how it all plays out. Right now, I just have an EPCOT park pass, and I'm happy with that. But I would like to be in Magic Kingdom for at least an hour at some point, because I'm sure Magic Kingdom's going to have the special commemorative map and the goodies they give away. I mean, all the parks will usually get like a button, but I want to try to be at Magic Kingdom in case they have a special map. And as far as the dining plan return, I think they need more restaurants to be fully open for the dining plan to return. They need availability. The dining plan works when there's plenty of availability. And right now, there's not. As it's been busier, there's not a lot. We're so close to getting inside. Trey, they did not open the Portillo's. That is not open yet. They were supposed to, but it was delayed. Like everything good right now, it was inevitably delayed. The Seas with Nemo and Friends is an attraction that has fish and singing. Trey, I will allow your positivity and good spirit in here, but I will not allow your disinformation. I will never allow your disinformation. If we need someone to translate that, I can be of service. It means there is more time than life. Okay, if this attraction really is only a 5-minute wait, we are going to wait longer to get in the building than we are to get on the actual attraction. Which, that is just slightly bonkers. I wish they still sold the little boxes. They used to sell them in the pavilion. Okay, these people behind me are like, they're starting to get right up in the butt. You're so close. So close. Thank you. Mask compliance is literally just, it all depends on how particular you are and what you're looking for, to be quite honest. If you're looking at people's faces, you're going to see them pulling their mask down quite a bit. And if you just don't let it bother you, and you're paying attention, looking around at everything else other than that, then it will seem like everyone is doing a very good job. And that's not me complaining. It's just, it's been the way it's been now for a while. I have finally accepted and embraced it. Hello, thank you. And I've been a lot happier since I've stopped caring about what other people are doing around me. Because you know what? All I can do is know that I'm obeying rules and trying to do everything the right way. And doggone it, that's good enough for me. At the end of the day, I want people to be able to say, we saw Craig and he was doing everything correctly. And I'll be honest, mask compliance is not the biggest issue at Walt Disney World right now. Above and beyond, the biggest issue is people not knowing where to stand in the lines. You know, you look down at the ground when you're in line for an attraction and you will see the big sign that says please wait here. And no one pays attention to it at all. And that to me is just frustrating because all you have to do is just look down. They're doing all the hard work for us. I will go through and show the carvings a little bit better once I'm off the attraction. But we've got to get on Grand Fiesta Tour now. Michael, I'm really glad that you followed the line rules when you were here. And you pay attention to it, and you saw lots of other people paying attention to it. You know, I'm in the parks 2 to 3 days a week, and I can say I must just be having bad luck then, because I see people not paying attention all the time. I'm literally in a line right now where it's happening. Yes. I did claim that I apologize for my literalness then. There are lots of people who follow it, but there are more people who don't follow it than people who do follow it. Thank you.
No, just follow me with these.
Yeah, right. Except Fred doesn't drive. Lynn pushes Fred. He does pushes Fred from Disney.
Thank you very much. Whoop. Bumped into the post. I do. When someone gets too far behind me, not too far, when someone gets too close behind me, what I don't actually kick them. I would never kick anyone. But when people do get too close to me, I find what makes them most uncomfortable is I just turn around and I stare at them. Because then they start to be uncomfortable and say, like, why is this person just looking at me? Like, why are they doing this? And usually then they start backing up, hoping that I stop looking at them. And I know it's borderline creepy, but it's honestly the best thing that works. Usually when I ask people if they can leave a little bit extra room. Usually they'll do it for 5 minutes, give or take, and then they'll go right back to it. Because it's not, the people who are doing it aren't rude. I want to make that clear. It's not like they're going out of their ways to try to make anyone uncomfortable. It's just they're not paying attention. And I get that. It's easy to get lost when you're hearing the magic, and it's vacation brain. So I'm not saying that people are doing it because they're rude. So usually when you ask them, like, hey, can you step back? They'll remember it for a second and then they go right back to vacation brain. Whereas if you just stare, they get uncomfortable and then they do it on their own because no one wants to be uncomfortable. It's a conversation I can't wait to stop having. Just one. Thank you very much. It's a conversation I can't wait to stop having. Okay, here we go.
And if you have children with you, please watch glasses.
Bienvenidos. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del auto. Y cuide los
Restaurant smells really good right now. Here we go. Stand beside us to play as we go. We sing and we samba, we shout like caramba, what means like caramba? You don't know. High, we have the stars to guide us, stand beside us, to play as we go. the stars to guide us. As we go, we sing and we samba, we shout, ay caramba, ay caramba, oh yes, you don't know. Caballeros, they say we are birds of a feather. Happy amigos, no matter where we go. 1, 2, and 3 goes, we're always together. Oh, we have the stars to guide us, to stand beside us, and play as we go. We sing and we samba, we shout, ay caramba, ay caramba. Oh yes, I don't know. Ah. Well, that was fun.
Remember to stay seated until the boat reaches the dock. Then gather your belongings and exit to the right.
My only problem with singing on this ride is that
Then gather your belongings and exit to the right. Oh, have a nice day.
like it's very hard to sing this song without doing any of their exact voices. Panchito, Jose, like it's hard to sing without doing their voices. And I also don't want it to sound like I am trying to sing like they are on purpose. I was trying to sing. I don't know if I sang well, but I was trying. I did my best. There's a lot of good attractions to sing with. I think Frozen's fun. Singing with Elsa, she shoves you backwards. Hello, Ansley. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. I don't usually like singing in Carousel of Progress just because the audio is already so quiet that like more people can hear me. I don't want people to hear me. I'm not proud of my singing. Let's walk in and look at some of the carvings here. These are pretty.
I already have my elephant. He's like on my shelf. I love him and him.
These are the big guys. $1,800, $2,000. Look at this guy. One's $1,000. And I'd be terrified that it would break before it got home. This is the guy that I want. I don't know how much he costs. Hopefully I don't break him as I pick him up. No price tag. But everything around it, same size, like these guys are 110. So, guessing it's somewhere around that. I like it though. And now I feel bad because as soon as I pick it up and look at it to see if there's a price on there, then I notice the sign that says, please ask an artist for assistance. So if we can do me a favor, let's not tell anyone that I just picked that up when I shouldn't have. I'm not going to stay in here too long looking at all the merch because I have a feeling that's going to be a future shopping video with Rhino. If he hasn't done it yet, he absolutely should. I mean, this is where the good stuff is at in here. Hey, this is where you want to be. Exactly, right? Here I am teaching the world about vacation brain, and then I go right into that. So, of course, La Cava is open. This is the line currently to get in. Not too bad. But then the line for Grand Fiesta Tour backs up into it. All the skulls. Okay. We are going to say goodbye to Mexico at this point. Have a good day. Okay, we are wrapping up our world tour, Grand Circle World Tour of EPCOT and World Showcase here. I probably have time for one more experience if we don't have to wait too long. While we were back in there looking at some of the merch, I did get the notification on my phone that I am down to 20% battery. And unless this is your first time tuning in, you would know that I do not carry a battery brick around when I'm doing these. When my phone gets close to dying, that's when I say goodbye. So there's no way to extend this any longer, even if I wanted to. But I do have time where I can probably sneak one more ride in, maybe. So if anyone wants to get on, look at the wait times, we can try to figure out if there's something that I can do. I would say just came on there, so I'd say I've got solid 15-ish minutes, maybe 20 I'm not sure if it's longer than that, so we have to look at it from the standpoint that my phone could potentially die during it. So do you want it to die mid-ride on something like Figment? Or do you want it to die in something like Spaceship Earth? That's the $1 million question, I'd say. Throw some wait times out to me and I'll check it out. I'll try to make a decision. For the second here, we'll walk inside the EPCOT experience. Sneak out here now. Do you wanna? I am not a DVC member, so I cannot go up in the DVC member lounge. You are talking to the wrong member of the team when it comes to DVC. So for anyone who hasn't been here in a long time or is out of the loop, that's the EPCOT experience. That is the little video display that shows what's coming up for the future of EPCOT. And good thing to note in there is that while stuff has been pulled from it, like Mary Poppins, that seemingly is shelved forever, there is still some aspects of it that will remain besides the big stuff like Guardians, but it still shows like the 2-story festival-ish center that they had planned, which I hope that still survives. I know it's probably going to be a little bit of an eyesore if it actually is done, but it's something that I think would just make this park look really unique and different. But I am open to see how EPCOT does its own thing here. I'm not gonna set any expectations for the future of EPCOT. I'll let it work itself out. It'll be able to do it. Hello to everyone joining us here right towards the end of our live stream. This is my favorite part here, to look at mouse gear, to know that this obviously wasn't mouse gear before. This is the temporary version of Mouse Gear. And that's where Mouse Gear would have been, but not much longer here for any Mouse Gear at all before we are getting creations. And I, for one, am happy to see Mouse Gear go. At the end of the day, I still feel the same way I said I do on the show. It's a freaking gift shop. I really don't care that much about it. A gift shop's a gift shop's a gift shop. But the name Mouse Gear just, it needs to go. It won't make sense unless you know, there's actually gears there. No one from the DIS will be in California for the opening of Avengers Campus. Right now, California would have to change its restrictions on out-of-state travel in order to make it possible for anyone from the DIS to be able to actually go. I know, you know, some of the other members, like from the Disneyland team that technically are on our team, but you know, Mary Jo and Nancy, you know, they're pretty much just volunteers at this point. But I know that Mary Jo in particular is gonna be at DCA and Disneyland at some point after it reopens, and I'm sure she'll go and share some from Avengers Campus when it opens as well too. But we don't currently have anyone in California who can check it out unless as a full-time team member, unless one of us is able to travel out there because they open up the travel restriction. And I know it's just it's one of those rules that they're probably not going to enforce it at all, but you know, we have a decent relationship with Disney, and we also don't want to be known as people who break the rules for their own gain, so we just have to wait patiently, but we'll get there one day. As I was walking to the front of the park here, I did get confirmation from Pete that he will be on the show tomorrow, so that is good news. You tune in tomorrow at 1 o'clock p.m. on DIS Unplugged, youtube.com/DIS Unplugged, that is. You will be able to see Pete, and I don't know who else. Me, for sure. I mean, I think that's kind of a given at this point, but it'll be Pete, me. I really don't know who else. We'll just have to wait and find out. Okay, last ride of the day, Spaceship Earth. Here we go. Says 20 minutes. I'm hoping a little less. Well, I'm glad you pointed that out. It is turning into a very beautiful day out here now. But when we got started, when I was walking into the park, it was raining. Not anymore. It just looks really gorgeous. I'm going to turn around there. Hopefully my phone survives a little bit once we get off of this, because I have a feeling that with some of the clouds and the sun peeking through, I think the prisms might be doing some fun things with light. But the good news is this is definitely not a 20-minute wait here. This is way less. It's not necessarily cool out. It's 72-ish, but it's a lot of people wear pants here. I don't know why. I don't get it. You know, I think there's like 2 months out of the year where it's cold enough to wear pants in Florida, but not usually. Okay, status of the light fixtures, at least under me. I don't see any of them. I forgot to look for them though when I was going around. And now I'm slightly dizzy. I know 72 is not that. Like, that seems like it's... Hi! How's it going? Not too bad. No. Exactly. That's all we can do, right? Whoops. Stop paying attention for a second. I got the 10% notice. I think we might just squeak this one in under the wire. If not, we're stalling out sometime mid-ride. It's going to be fun. The worst part is if I can't have a little bit of battery from my phone, then I'm never going to be able to use the GPS to find my way back home. I might just get lost in Disney World. I need more than a battery. I need a hero. You just have to imagine that I just sang the I need a hero part. I'm not going to. At this point in the live stream, at the 2 hour and 10 minute mark, that's where my voice starts getting a little bit froggy. Can no longer belt how I want to, and if I'm gonna be able to play my 3 hour set on Twitch tonight, then I'm gonna need to save every little bit of my voice. I was just making a really bad joke. Not only do I have a charger in my car, I have a USB outlet in my car. I also I know how to get home. I know where to go. I feel so confident. I know how to drive myself home. I would probably drive blindfolded. I know you think it might be dangerous. I just think it's crazy enough to work. Hello, Libby. Yes. The magnificent underball. Fantastic. I am not a Twitch streamer. I'm also at the point of the stream where I'm mostly lying and not talking about anything that's truthful. I do not Twitch. I do not stream, and most of all, I would never Twitch stream myself playing music. That's a no-go. That would never happen. line has gotten significantly longer since I've gotten into it. And we're almost there. I guess we're also at the point that I should give like one more final update with all this good stuff before I lose you, in case I lose you mid-ride. Oh yeah, delirious rambling is very dangerous, but it's a danger that I feel like I have to take on. If I'm not going to delirious ramble, who will? Someone else? Sure, but you're not watching someone else right now. Thank you. You're not watching someone else right now. You're watching me. Technically, you're watching Disney and listening to me. But okay, what do I have to say here? Let's get off the delirious rambling. If you haven't hit the thumbs up yet, please hit that. I would really love if we could end this at over the 400 mark. I would love to hit it over the 500 mark, but there's only 550-ish people watching, and most of you have probably already hit it, so I'm a realist. I know it's not going to get over 500, but I would love 400. Please make sure you're subscribed to us here on the DIS, and if you're watching this after the fact, leave comments. If you're still watching, get in on the chat while you still can. And, where are we at, too? And then use Dreams Unlimited Travel if you like us and you want to support our content. Best thing to support us is through Dreams Unlimited Travel. You can also support us through Patreon, too, patreon.com/DIS Unplugged, but yeah. If y'all can push it to 500 the same way all of the crazy people of the world push Dogecoin to the heights that it got to, then that would make me super happy. But I have no expectations.
Please take small children by the hand and watch your step on the moving platform. The platform of your time machine.
Okay, and remember, we are going to lose reception here a couple times. Repeat, we will lose reception. Just stick with it, refresh. Yep, just one. Thank you.
Remain seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the vehicle. And please watch your children.
Okay, thank you very much.
The sliding doors on your time machine will close automatically. For your safety, remain seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the vehicle. And please watch your
And we're stopped. Well, this might be the fastest ride we've ever gone on.
inside the vehicle. And please watch your children. The sliding doors on your time machine will close automatically. For your safety, remain seated.
I'm pretty sure this is like... I can't even see what the battery is remaining. I'm pretty sure it's like probably 8, 7, somewhere in there. This is so anticlimactic.
The sliding doors on your time machine will close automatically. For your safety, remain seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the vehicle.
Okay, here we go. One more reminder. I just want to tell everyone, we will lose reception. Be patient. You don't have to refresh. I think it will automatically start back up when we get it. If you want to refresh.
I may stop momentarily.
But we will get reception back. It'll happen a couple times through this.
During your slow-moving journey, your time machine will slowly rotate back. And may stop.
Welcome aboard. On the map in front of you, please show us where you're from while you input your time travel coordinates.
Oh no, I got it wrong.
Sending photo to the future. All systems are go. Linking you now to your guide.
Like a grand miraculous spaceship.
Like a grand and miraculous spaceship, our planet is sailed through the universe of time. And for a brief moment, we have been among its passengers. But where are we going? And what kind of future will we discover? Surprisingly, the answers lie in our past. Since the dawn of recorded history, we've been inventing the future one step at a time. So let's travel back in time together. I'll show you how our ancestors created the world we know today. And then it will be your turn to create the world of tomorrow. Here, in this hostile world, is where our story begins. We are alone, struggling to survive, until we learn to communicate with one another. Now we can hunt as a team and survive together. Recording our knowledge on cave walls. There was only one small problem. When we moved, the recorded knowledge stayed behind. Now let's move ahead to ancient Egypt, because something is about to happen here that will change the future forever. This unknown Egyptian pounding reeds flat is inventing papyrus. Papyrus in turn creates better record keeping, plans, designs, and unfortunately tapestries. But it also brings with it the dawn of great civilization. At this point, each civilization has its own form of writing, which none of the others can understand. But the Phoenicians, who trade with them, have a solution. They create a simple common alphabet, adapted to most languages. Remember how easy it was to learn your ABCs? Like the Phoenicians, they could finish it with one. The ancient Greeks were great inventors of literature. First, they established public schools, and then began teaching the ancients something called mathematics. That's learn of the high-tech life we enjoy now. With lessons learned from the Greeks, the Romans created a powerful empire. To move their armies around, they built a system of roads all over the known world. Rome built the first World Wide Web, and it's leading us into the future.
Y'all just made my day. Thank you so much.
But then we hit a roadblock. Rome falls, and the great library of Alexandria in Egypt is burned. Much of our learning is destroyed, lost forever. Or so we think.
Oh, it's extra smelly today.
There are copies of some of these books in the libraries of the Middle East, being watched over by Arab and Jewish scholars. our dreams of the future.
My live streams are Mondays afternoons. Monday afternoons, not Mondays. Mondays in the afternoon.
Here in Europe, monks toil endlessly recording books by hand. But that is about to change. In 1450, Gutenberg invents the movable type printing press. Now knowledge can travel as fast as these new books, and travel they do. Books make it easier to invent the future in every field, and the result is an incredible explosion of innovation.
Hit him, Mickey.
Called the Renaissance.
I'd be in with it.
These were just the beginning. Now communication technology races head-on into the future, and soon people all over the world are sharing light technology faster than ever before. Young people with a passion for shaping the future put the power of the computer in everyone's hands. Together we form a super network that glows with billions of interactions. And once again, we stand on the brink of a new renaissance. After 30,000 years of time travel, here we are, a truly global community, poised to shape the future of this, our spaceship Earth.
Attention. You are now rotating backward for your return to Earth. Please remain seated, time travelers. Attention, travelers. Please remain seated. Your time machine is rotating backward for your return to Earth. In preparation for your return to Earth, your time machine is now rotating backward. Please remain seated. Attention. You are now rotating backward for your return to Earth.
Okay, everyone who has this ride memorized, start helping me make choices with how to plan my future. Virginia was one step ahead of me with it.
One day at a time. And now, it's your turn. Let's have some fun creating the future, shall we? On your computer screen, answer a few questions for us. Then we'll show you a new world, custom made just for you. Ready?
What are we interested in? Leisure, leisure, leisure. Leisure. Undersea. Plan or wing it. Oh no. Oh no. Destination. Sorry, I had to choose it. Oh gosh, we said the country. Country. Okay. Oh my god. Oh, that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing.
That we happen to know about.
I can't believe that. I didn't get to finish it. I hope they make me a good future.
And now I believe your future is just about ready. Let's take a look, shall we?
Welcome to the future. Or should I say, your future. Here in your future, getting away on vacation is a breeze. Your smart suitcase knows where you're going and what you'll need. And with
Well, they didn't even get my face.
you're off. You won't have to worry about your pets while you're gone, thanks to handy household robots. You leave your country home in an ultra-light, ultra-powerful, totally networked family car that can take you anywhere. Since you like to wing it, your virtual travel agent gives you options for hotels and restaurants along the way. You can just relax and take things as they come. You'll never get bored on the journey because your car's holographic technology connected to friends back home. You'll travel quickly and safely to places you can't imagine visiting today. And the moment you arrive at your ultimate vacation destination, you can dive right in with the glimpse of the future. It just looks like it's going to be a great, beautiful tomorrow. Or should I say the beginning?
I'm not gonna lie. That was, if my face would have been there, that was actually one of my favorite combinations.
30,000 years on space traverse. While no one knows for sure what we'll see or do,